Hi, I'm Trevor Price of the Denver Broncos, and this is my wife Sonia, my kids Kari and Cameron, and from our family to yours, Happy Thanksgiving.
And we thank you for that. Trevor Price shaken up on the last defensive series, but helmet on, looks like he's ready to come back. 2 sacks on the season. When we visited with him earlier in the season, he had so many other opportunities that just quarterback somehow throwing it away at the last second. A lot of hurries, quarterback pressures. Bledsoe comes out looking up top. Nice grab, Jones, and upended by Foxworth.
Boy, it looks like Drew Bledsoe, they've had some problems down here with the snap between him and Johnson, and it looks like he's either late getting out from underneath the center, or the defensive line is a half step faster than Dallas's offensive line. It looks like a lot of work between the quarterback and the center.
Well, Al Johnson, the Cowboys starting center, has been a little banged up. They put Witten in the backfield, lined up as the fullback. And again, an early collision on Jones. That's Ebenezer Ekuban, a former Cowboy, actually drafted. We saw Price and his family greeting. Price, a former first-round pick of the Broncos in the late 90s, and Ekuban was a Cowboy first-round pick back in '99.
Well, you know, you go back to that, Jim. He went to the Cleveland Browns from here, and along with everybody else from that Cleveland Brown defensive line, they ended up in Denver, and it's worked out well for Mike Shanahan and his team.
3rd down and 5. And Dallas gets the first down. Diving grab by Peerless Price.
That's good thinking by the Dallas Cowboys. Why make it difficult? So few teams throw the football along the sidelines. Look at the space that Peerless Price has. Drew Bledsoe quick with the football and throws it out there with velocity before the defensive back can react. The defense a lot of times will dare you to throw it to the sidelines. Drew Bledsoe not afraid to do that.
And they go with an early down rush, and a quick hit by Courtney Brown this time. They are just getting there almost at the handoff.
Well, what it is, they're just quicker than the guys blocking them. The big guys are big, but they cannot get their hands on this quick, athletic defensive line. Courtney Brown started slow this year, got injured again in training camp, but just keeps playing better every single week.
A defense that saw the Jets rush for only 22 yards last Sunday. They had to abort that running game early because Denver ended up shutting them out. Led throughout. There's a nice hookup with Terry Glenn for another first. Gain of 12.
Dominique Foxworth on the coverage. This time John Lynch and the blitzers don't time it right. It allows Drew Bledsoe to stay in there and make the throw down the field. And boy, when you let Drew Bledsoe set his feet, he can put something on it. Gets himself in good position.
First down in Denver territory, squeezing through the hole and hammered shortly after that. 3 yards for Jones. Monday on CBS, a member of the CSI team gets busted in a powerful new episode that you have to see to believe. It's Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, on America's #1 network, CBS.
Tell you one more reason why this Denver defense can be good. They play about 20 different defensive players. They shuffle them in and out every play. Defensive linemen go hard for 2, then take a break.
2nd down and 7. Trying to establish some sort of running attack. And very few openings. 2 this time for Jones. Lynch and Gold combine on the tackle.
And John Lynch, the veteran, plays up near the line of scrimmage a lot. Hard to fool a guy that's seen basically every play there is from an offense in this league.
Trevor Price is back in to the Denver defense. Into the lineup, number 93. Marion Barber for the Cowboys in the backfield.
Here comes the punt rush. Look at all the guys. That's what they call it.
It looks like it.
Rushing the punter.
Third
coming
down
this
and
time.
5. And Bledsoe get it away in time. All over him. And a sack for the Broncos, and it's Trevor Price.
There's Trevor Price. He's getting hot with the sacks now. But look at everybody at the line of scrimmage right here. Defender off, and I was wrong again. Come on, it looks like a blitz. They drop out the last second. It confuses the blocking assignments by the offensive line, and that's why Trevor Price gets the sack. Well designed.
It did. Totally confused the Cowboys, didn't it?
Well, Mike Shanahan said to his defensive coordinator, here's what I would hate somebody to do to my offense. That's when they put it in. Of course, Larry Coyer says, well, if you like it, coach, we'll put it in.
Ball start on the center. 5 yards. It's still 4th down.
5 yards, no damage done. Cowboys looking for the pooch punt.
There's Larry Coyer in the middle. But it's interesting. You know, that's how you get your ideas. The coaches on offense tell you what they hate to see. So, shoot, if you hate it, everybody else does too.
The real punt rush. And McBriar needing a fortunate bounce. And good coverage. And well done, Keith Davis. But there is the flag. Boy, if this is able to hold up, having the Broncos pin back at the 2. Of course, they did just drive at 90 yards last time they had it. Fast-moving third quarters. The Broncos used up most of the time on that one 90-yard drive that produced the touchdown.
Illegal block from behind. Number 22 of the receiving team. Half a distance to the goal. 1st down.
Broncos will have it at the 1. There's the infraction. But Denver leads it on Thanksgiving Day.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. And by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller. Good call.
And a good look down at Texas Stadium from the MetLife blimp. Captain Jeff Kapik working hard here on Thanksgiving Day, providing the aerial shots from the 1. It's Anderson. And just diving out of the end zone for no gain.
Cowboys think and run a course in this situation. Change their defense. They've done this a few times today. They bring in 4 big defensive linemen instead of 3. When they think it's going to be a run, they're bringing in more meat.
And they're heading to the other end. And they'll march 98 yards to the other side, going to the 4th with the Broncos leading and getting it out of the end zone. All the pageantry of the Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas. I hope you're happy. Sang Sheryl Crow at halftime. And a strong performance. 2nd down and 9 to begin the 4th. Play action. There's the man open. Mike Anderson coughed it up. And was it recovered before he was out? Yes, they rule on the field. It's Newman with his 2nd takeaway of the game. Roy Williams jarred it loose.
Roy Williams makes the interception last week that wins the game for the Dallas Cowboys. A little different play this time for Denver. Oh, what a hit by Roy Williams.
Sure, upstairs, Denver just wanted to make sure the assistance was Newman. Was he in or not?
And Mike Shanahan does not have a challenge. He does not have a challenge because that was so close. There's nothing he can do.
Wow.
Boy, and I know he's frustrated right now. He's thinking, what can I do to get a look at this? It doesn't matter.
Used him up in the first half. Marion Barber shaking off the ankle tackle, picks up 2.
Well, I tell you, Roy Williams, the defensive safety for the Cowboys, he plays up near the line of scrimmage, he plays back, and he's such a ferocious hitter, he causes the fumble.
Had they had a challenge?
He grabs it before it goes out of bounds. Does he have possession?
Pretty close.
Oh,
I
boy.
actually think on that one.
Yeah, Mike, you could rest easy. He
Yeah.
probably had it.
I think it probably would have been upheld. The ruling on the field, that is. Barber backing into the 4. Behind Larry Allen, he ran, but 3rd and goal on the way for Dallas. Reinforcement coming in for the Broncos. They bring back Ecubon and Warren.
Really a tough spot. Back of the end zone is usually the safest place. It's the unguarded part of the football field. You need to deceive the defense in situations like this.
They got the hide edge with Keyshawn on Foxworth, but timeout called by Dallas with 13:40 remaining in the game. And again, a happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, and Bonnie Bernstein, and the CBS family. Mike Arnold, our director, Lance Barrow down in the truck, and all the men and women of CBS Sports. Wishing you the best. A big 3rd and goal here for the Cowboys. Pass play all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. It's Jason Witten.
That was clever. They had 3 receivers to the right. I just knew it was going to the right side. What they did, they had Terry Glenn clear it out, and then Jason Witten comes in behind him, and just enough room where Drew Bledsoe can just get it in there before the defense can react.
Well, the Cowboys have specialized in close games this year, down to the wire, and they're in store for another one today. Cundiff with the tying point after. 21's on the board.
Hey, I'm Drew Bledsoe. On behalf of my family and the Dallas Cowboys, I want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, we asked Drew what is he thankful for on this day. He said that I've lived a happy, healthy, blessed life. And I'm grateful for my first nephew, born just days ago, James McQueen Bledsoe.
And
calling him Mac after his father.
And Drew's middle name is
McQueen.
McQueen too.
You got to be tough. You won't be walking around with the name McQueen.
He is.
That's Alexander from the goal line. And a lot of bodies around them at the 24. What did you see on the touchdown?
Here's what happens. Terry Glenn is going to flash in front of Nick Ferguson, and that's just enough to allow Jason Witten to find a little spot. Oh, distracted him just for a split second, and that's all you need for a short pass into the end zone.
Bill Parcells called Witten everybody's All-America blonde-haired farm boy tight end.
That's what he is.
That's what he said. Rondane returns to the Denver lineup. And Dane getting 5 yards. I'm starting to wonder. I smell the pecan pies and the cobbler, but the big question, the Phil Simms Iron Award. These guys are serious, man.
Yeah, they are. Well, it's big stuff. Trophies. Players like them. We got a lot of them, so we'll see who gets it done here down the stretch. Been a lot of players have some bright moments in the game. I don't know if anybody's just been outstanding from start to finish.
I hope they have a monitor back there so they can enjoy the game. Standing there protecting. Yard shy of the first is Dane, but a flag down. I might point out the
66 offense, 10 yards, repeat second down.
Then tomorrow on CBS, you can see why the crime drama numbers adds up to be Friday's #1 drama. Lou Diamond Phillips guest stars on a new episode of Numbers right here on CBS tomorrow night on America's #1 network. The whole iron concept, Phil Simms Iron Award, is based on the fact that my partner here truly irons his clothes almost on a daily basis.
Well, I don't say daily. I know game day I did as a kid, so everybody thought it was funny. That's how it came about, contrary to belief. You know,
what belief is that?
I didn't grow up a privileged life, so we did some of the work ourselves.
Okay. Gotcha. Second down, Plummer, look out. Oh, Newman had open running room. Canty really forced the wild pass. He was in on Plummer.
Chris Canty does come almost, well, he comes untouched. Denver blows the blocking assignments up front. And I said early in this game, the difference in this Cowboy team is they go after the football. They can blitz because now they have defensive backs who can cover wide receivers. Terrence Newman, first-round pick. He can make big plays on the defensive side.
He could see iron had he made that theft and a run back. Third down 15. And more pressure and never a chance for Plummer. Greg Ellis with a bear hug. And Canty, a very active game as well, the rookie from Virginia.
Yeah, Chris Canty got hurt his senior year. That's why he was a fourth-round draft pick. But, boy, everybody, DeMarcus Ware makes him come up, but nobody is open to give Jake Plummer a chance to get the first down the field. Didn't matter. He was under too much pressure.
Ellis with his 8th sack of the year. There's Newman. Awaiting the Sauerbrunn effort. And there's a buzz in this building for the first time. Ooh, a late fair catch call. And able to fall on it. I mean, he broke into the fair catch call as the ball was coming into his body. Break for Dallas. This one almost got away.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Sprint. Sprint, yes you can. A diamond is forever. What would you do for love this Christmas? And by the Ford F-150, built Ford tough.
And we're back in Dallas with the Cowboys. First down at the 45. A lead in this game never larger than 7, exchanging touchdowns. And that's Jones. He has to go back deep to get away from the first pressure. And able to move ahead for 3. Ekuban with the tackle. Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer. And we'll have the presentation again of the Phil Simms All-Iron MVP Award coming up on the Subway postgame show. Al Wilson a little slow to get around.
Number 56, Al Wilson. Oh, he just gets kicked by the runner.
Second down and 7. They go to the 3 receiver set. Quick pass again. Witten, open middle. And he's right on that first down yardage. And they move the chains.
Passing the football has been tough against this defense, but the short passing game has worked, and it's worked for a couple reasons. On Al Wilson, you can tell he's a little still, oh, he's definitely not 100%, that's for sure. Might take a couple plays to run that out.
He's not going to take himself out. That's a season high 8 catches for Witten. First down, Dallas. They pick up Bailey on the blitz. They launch it long for Glenn. And a little contact, but no flag. Nick Ferguson back deep with Terry Glenn. This Witten performance, well, he's had chances all game long, including a touchdown.
Well, there have not been open receivers down the field. So when the field receivers are not open, the quarterback is going to look short. Jason Witten is big. He understands how to get open in front of the quarterback, and Drew Bledsoe's finding it.
Throwback player. Cowboys today adorning their throwback uniforms. 2nd down and 10. And Jones escapes the hit of Gold, and that's the first real running room of the day.
So few teams will line up with split backs in the National Football League now and go across the formation. Jones to the right of the quarterback goes across. It was an all-out blitz by the Denver defense. They left the play on because, hey, they knew they could block it down. I tell you what, if DJ Williams doesn't slow him down, this could have been a huge run. Also, Ian Gold gets up in there and slows him down too.
Hey, there's a challenge flag out, and I thought the same thing that the Dallas bench is saying. The spot is a yard back of the first down, when in fact, maybe at first glance, it appeared that Jones went out beyond the first down marker. So the Cowboys apparently going to question the spot
Dallas
of football.
is challenging the ruling on the play that they did not make a first down.
So they're going to use up a challenge here. Try to pick up the first as they screw on the helmets here in Dallas. It's been a good one from the start. Where did he go out? You're eyeing, where did Julius Jones go out of bounds? Had to get right at the 35 for the first. And watch this nifty move. Changing the ball from his left arm to his right. And Phil, you want to make the point here about the foot being out? Doesn't matter. It's the football in the air where it went out.
Redoing the play. When the runner steps out of bounds, the ball is at the 39-yard line, which is 1 yard beyond the line to gain. It'll be 1st and 10 Dallas at the 39.
He means the 34.
Charged with a timeout, and they get one additional replay challenge.
So in effect, the shifting of the ball from his left arm to the right arm saved him here.
It does, Jim, and I'll tell you, you and I talked about during the commercial, would you challenge this? And I said, if I was sure, yes, I would, because it would have been 3rd and a yard. Sometimes those are tough to come up with. It's in the 4th quarter. Don't wait for another big spot to throw a red flag.
Wait, did they charge us?
No, y'all get another timeout. I mean, y'all get another replay.
Jerry Austin getting back in position. Had a word there with Bill Parcells. That's the longest run for Jones today. Give him 11 yards. Quick pass to Keyshawn. Makes the move to get away from Darren Williams. And another Dallas first.
Wow, Darren Williams comes up hobbling. Might have turned his ankle. Keyshawn Johnson, he's big, knows how to use his body. Nice fake that time and picks up the first down. Pretty shifty for a big man.
That move not only faked him right out of his shoes, it rolled an ankle.
Well, I'll tell you something about what Bill Parcells always tells Keyshawn Johnson once he catches a pass.
First down and 10, and Jones, what is that?
Well, I was in practice one time. He threw a short pass over the middle to Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn catches it. He tries to dodge the defender, and Bill Parcells goes in this big tirade. He goes, Keyshawn, remember what you are. You are a giraffe. You are not a gazelle.
Okay.
So remember what makes you a really good football player. Use your size and don't try to be so quick. But not going to argue with that last move because he was a gazelle, got around Darren Williams.
2nd down and 7. Bledsoe over to Jones. Denver comes up on him and buries him at the 15. Ian Gold with the big whack on him. 3rd and 5 coming up. It was another, we've had a number of huge hits.
Everything is tough in this game. Hard to move the football. The passing game, it's tough to get yards. Hard to get a big run. Both defenses making you work hard.
Barber in for Jones on 3rd and 5. Bledsoe rolling out. Now just fires it away. Remember Al Wilson? Shaken up earlier. Well, he's back going full throttle.
Denver's defense continues to confuse. The fact that John Lynch comes out to the right just ruins the whole play. It's a sprint out pass. They want to throw it quick to the right to get the first down. Denver had the perfect defense on, and Drew Bledsoe does the right thing, throw it away.
It'll be a 33-yard field goal try. Billy Cundiff for the lead.
Well, John Lynch has really played well so far today.
Romo on the hold. And the kick, no good. No good from actually 34 yards. We remained a heartbreaker for the Cowboy contingency.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it. And by Paramount Pictures' new film Eon Flux. Starts Friday, December 2nd in theaters only, rated PG-13.
Downtown Dallas a-glitter, and we remind you that tomorrow on CBS, over 10 million Americans start their Friday night with Jennifer Love Hewitt making Ghost Whisperer the night's #1 new show. Critics calling it a surefire hit. Ghost Whisperer tomorrow on CBS, America's #1 network. Cundiff slumped on the Cowboy bench. Halfway through the final quarter, all tied. Plummer down the middle, and the grab by Putzier. He's going to say, wait a minute, was anybody able to touch me down?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely contact. Roy Williams going for the interception. It's a blitz by the Dallas Cowboys. Denver picks it up very well. Jake Plummer, what a throw. Throw it down low, protect your receiver, and also he saw Roy Williams coming up.
Good hands by Putzier, gains 15.
Dallas with the big defensive lineman in there, expecting run.
And run it they do for a couple with Dane. Well, this weekend coming up on CBS, regional action. Many of you will see Tom Brady and the Patriots take on Trent Green in Kansas City. New England, Kansas City headlining our day. It all starts with the NFL Today. Armin Katayan with the story of Bill Belichick and his late father Steve, their relationship, and the extraordinary football book collection they shared. Our sympathies to Coach Belichick and his family on the loss of his dad. A great man passed away last Saturday night. Across the middle, and the grab made by Dane and immediately hit by Brady James.
Big moment in this game, big third down. Denver, what they've done already, they have changed field position. So even if they don't pick up the third down, they're going to make the Dallas Cowboys go a long way to get a field goal or a touchdown.
3rd down and 5. Plummer, flag down. Catch made by Putzier, but it's coming back.
Holding number 50 of the offense, 10 yards, repeat 3rd down.
It's Ben Hamilton for the 2nd time.
That is a game-changing penalty right there. Instead of 1st down inside the opponent's 50, now you're backed up 3rd and 15.
10th Denver penalty. And they've been one of the least penalized teams in the league this year. 10 today.
Remember, though, penalties a lot of times come just like that. When you're getting beat physically, that's when you commit fouls.
3rd and 15. And hold on a minute. Plummer hesitated at one stretch, thinking they'd whistled it dead.
Before the snap, timeout Denver. It will be a 30-second timeout.
First one used by the Broncos in this half.
Well, that had to be called from the sideline by Mike Shanahan and the coaching staff.
So a big 3rd down again with 5:15 remaining. Mike Shanahan, one thing that I know he wanted us to pass along, a player who started in this game 4 years ago when they played here on Thanksgiving, was Dwayne Carswell, who was injured seriously a month ago in an automobile accident on his way over to the Denver facility. And he's up now, and he is remembered by this team, particularly on Thanksgiving Day. And every time they break huddle on the sideline, it's 1, 2, 3 house.
Yep.
They say that is a tribute to Carswell.
Of course, that says it all. It tells you about what he was. He was a tremendously big tight end, and this year he moved to offensive line. So, Jim, a nice way to pay tribute to somebody who's not with them right now.
Instead of 1, 2, 3 Broncos, the house. Take the underneath stuff, nowhere near a first. Terrence Newman had a hold of Dane, only gains about half of what they needed.
Well, that's good. Those few yards really help. It helps field position. Because with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go, the Broncos are thinking, stop them. We'll have a chance for one more good drive before the game ends.
Sauerbrunn to punt to Newman. He had a momentary lapse the last time, but cleanly grabs this one. Although it's at the 12, 47 yards on the punt. Well, we're getting near the end, and what is a critical game on each side, and then you've got your All-Iron Trophy and the history of it. Look at the winners. And in fact, Coakley, Batch, check out 01. Mike Anderson, Troy Brown, all single winners. And then you started to get really generous in 03. I had a whole change of character for you.
Well, I came into some money to make more trophies.
Is that what it is? Yeah, you gave the whole offensive line for Indianapolis. And of course, Peyton had 6 touchdown tosses last year in Detroit. And so Myers caught. Johnson, first down.
You know, I tell you what, it does bother me constantly hear what Drew Bledsoe can't do. Who in the NFL can make this throw? How fast and how hard did he throw it? Right on the money. I stood behind him in practice the other day and I went, first off, you are one big dude. And second, when he has time, not many guys can load up that right leg and throw it like he can.
You notice the coverage over there was Darren Williams, who turned an ankle, rolled an ankle earlier in this quarter, trying to stay with Keyshawn. And Julius for only a yard. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, we're watching a pretty gutty performance from Broncos linebacker Al Wilson. Despite suffering a left knee injury on the last drive, he has refused to come out, even though he's limping in between every play. And Wilson, critical to Denver for several reasons. He's the longest tenured Bronco on defense. He's their leading tackler. And as a middle linebacker, he's the guy who's taking all the plays from the sideline, communicating them to the players and making sure they get lined up the right way.
Well, he came to Denver as a first rounder after their 2nd Super Bowl in a row. And here the play is broken up by Foxworth, the rookie that gets somewhat overshadowed by Darren Williams. He's another good one, a rookie from Maryland, Dominique Foxworth.
Dude, he might be better, Jim. It's a blitz. Here comes the blitz. Drew Bledsoe's going to get rid of the football, and now Denver has seen this about 3 times. So look what Foxworth does. Excellent. He knows they got a blitz going to that side, so he anticipates the short throw. And I tell you what, Keyshawn Johnson does a good job of stopping the interception that could have lost the game for him.
Foxworth was taken in the 3rd round, last April's draft. 3rd down and 9 with 3 minutes to go. And there is Witten for the first. Bledsoe used his size there to his advantage, didn't he, in the pocket?
He did. He used his size and he moved those feet. And Bill Parcells sit there and told me, he says, this guy could just move around. He should do it more. And the fact that he stepped up in the pocket, kept his feet alive, it allows Jason Witten, covered, sees the quarterback move, then he uncovers. Good job of making something out of nothing by Jason Witten.
Extended his arm up and over the pressure and able to fling it for the first. Back to Johnson. And Darren Williams again unable to hold on.
That is a play they call in a huddle. It's a run play, and they have a word for it that alerts the receivers, if a guy's too far off of you, I'm going to throw it. You see the running play is to the right. Keyshawn knew it, that, hey, this Darren Williams is too far off of me. They take advantage of it.
And Al Wilson went over and talked to the rookie. This time they plugged the middle. And Cundith, they get another chance. He missed from 34. And we approach the 2-minute warning. Talked about how the Dallas contingent was brokenhearted, but maybe Cundith will get one more attempt. They still got yardage to make up, though. Ball at the 48 of Denver with 2 minutes to play. Tonight, a Thanksgiving feast of new episodes. Survivor, CSI, television's #1 show, and Without a Trace, plus the Late Show with David Letterman after your local news on America's #1 network. You've got Denver leading the AFC West at 8-2, second best record behind Indianapolis, and Dallas sharing the NFC East lead with the Giants. And 3rd and 1 for the Cowboys with 2 minutes to play, game tied. They'll throw for it, and it slips through the hands of Terry Glenn, who probably would have been stopped immediately by Darren Williams anyway.
You know, I don't think it was a run and a pass, and it was just not a good decision. You could tell it's a run. Look at the running backs going to the right. Darren Williams says, hey, how many times are you going to show that to me?
Yeah, the Cowboys said, let's go back over and test the rookie another time. But Williams looked like he would have had the play on it this time anyway.
Well, and it was a smaller receiver. It was not Keyshawn Johnson, who I would throw that to.
Williams is back. And will run away from this one, and a favorable bounce for the Broncos. Touchback. Well, how did we get to this point with 1:48 to play? It was Dallas pitching one over to Champ Bailey, who returned it for the score. Cowboys answer back. Bledsoe to Johnson. Smith brought it down for the Broncos' 7-point lead. Bledsoe up and over on 4th and a yard. And then Dane from 16. Only to see the Cowboys hit Witten. 21 all. And Jason Elam. His target line, well, that's if you're going to go off the career long for Jason, but he's not 100%. I've got to tell you, he's got a calf injury off his plant leg. Were they able to get in position? Here's one attempt to get down there, and it's almost intercepted and broken up by Todd DeVoe. Aaron Glenn actually had the play on it. And Glenn slow to get up.
Looks like Todd DeVoe falls on top of him. What a job by Aaron Glenn. He waits to the last second and then outruns Todd DeVoe to the football. And DeVoe, if he doesn't do what he did, it's going to be intercepted.
Glenn, a big offseason acquisition for the Cowboys. He played for the Texans the last few years. And he is a savvy veteran, and starting today with Anthony Henry out, inactive with an injury. So the Cowboys already a little thin in the secondary, and they've got another one shaken up.
Yeah, and not only that, then I look at this game where we're at, Jim, 1:41. The Denver Broncos, they got a little double-edged sword here because there's still plenty of time, and the Dallas Cowboys with one timeout. You want to make sure, hey, you want to drive down and score, but you don't want to give the Dallas Cowboys one more chance.
Charging the Cowboys with a timeout here, so that's why they have only one.
It's hard to speculate what's wrong. He goes down to the turf hard. As he falls, he lands on his right shoulder, and it could hit his head on the ground. I know Bill Parcells, we showed a shot. He's concerned, and ooh, his helmet does hit the ground hard.
Denver has 2 timeouts. So you had said the other day when we were at the Cowboys facility at Valley Ranch what a big pickup that was to have Aaron Glenn and his leadership.
Well, Jim, forget the leadership. He's a player. I've followed his whole career in New York, down in Houston. This guy can read a quarterback and go to the football still as quick as anybody in the NFL. And you saw it when they were playing the Detroit Lions last Sunday. Oh my gosh, he made an interception, went in the end zone with a touchdown. It was so fast you couldn't believe it, and they were unfortunate because there was a penalty on the play that stopped it. I think he might be okay. Just the helmet hit the turf.
And there's Jack Reeves, who will take his position on the field. Second year from Purdue. But the Broncos went for the big ball. They'll now face 2nd down and 10 with 1:41.
Well, that was if the Dallas Cowboys wouldn't have had to use that timeout, Denver would really be in a tough position because they could use both of their timeouts to stop the clock if Denver thought about running the football.
There's Nathan Jones also coming into the Dallas secondary. On the slant, Smith with Reeves riding him down short of the first. That gained 8, but it'll be a 3rd and 2. Look at the pace with which they operate right now. The game tied. You have to be careful about getting too hurry up, getting careless, getting the football back in too much time to the Cowboys.
Hey, they're just trying to get to overtime. This is all this is about. It's not about winning the game for the Denver Broncos right here. It's about not losing it.
Can you believe Aaron Glenn is back on the field? That's Aaron walking toward this near sideline. There he is.
And the sideline for the Broncos is going to call the timeout. They waited till 1 second left on the play clock.
With 55 seconds in the game, on the game clock. Jason Elam, he got injured. I mentioned a minute ago, he's not 100%, and warming up for the game at Invesco at Mile High, he pulled a calf on his plant leg. Stayed on, though, in the lineup, in the game, and even kicked one outside of 40 yards, but they were more, instead of Elam swinging the leg, they tell us, like he normally does, it was more like just an attempt to just kind of pop it.
Sounds right. Well, we watched him warm up today, Jim, because of that injury last week, and he did pretty good, but it was not all out, that is for sure. But that's not a concern for the Broncos right now.
This is 3rd down and 2.
I think you drop Jake Plummer straight back, and if he gets in trouble, it allows him to escape wherever he wants instead of rolling him out.
Going to try to test Aaron Glenn, just shaken up, and the pass too far for Rod Smith. And Glenn had excellent coverage. Plummer wanted a flag.
It is the exact same play they scored the touchdown on earlier. And this time Aaron Glenn says, hey, I've seen this. Boy, I tell you what, he almost went for it again, didn't he? But he's quick and fast, and he recovers. So good job by Aaron Glenn. Good job by the Broncos anticipating that all-out blitz.
Sauerbrunn will take the snap from Mike Leach. Perfect snap. And the boot to the 30. That's it. Newman will not attempt the run. The return, 42 yards on the kick. And again, the Subway postgame show coming up with Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer, although it may not be coming up until we head to overtime. Plus the presentation of the Phil Simms All-Iron MVP Award. It's coming up on the Subway postgame show. We got a little pecan pie made by your mom up in
my
Louisville.
mother, and we got blackberry cobbler. She's a great baker, and then you can just tell by looking at all my brothers, they're all overweight. So I'm sure they'll appreciate that fact they gave. But that's the way it is.
All transported down here this week by our Jimmy Hatter. Drove it down here, but we got a big finish on the way with 44 seconds in regulation. A little sidearm toss, and it cannot end up in the arms of Julius Jones. Would not have really mattered, would have just cost him time. Better off dropping it. And this was Cundiff earlier in this quarter from 34 wide left. He had an injury in training camp, was released. The Cowboys went through a couple of kickers and then just brought him back a week ago.
One timeout for the Cowboys.
Cross over to Terry Glenn, and Champ Bailey wraps him up and says, wait, I got him inbounds. And the officials agree. So the clock is running.
Well, you know, this is a tough situation even for this Dallas offense. Hard to be real creative and forceful, knowing that any type of mistake would cost you the game. So
they know about that from their Seattle game this year.
That's right. Interception on the last drive cost them the game.
Timeout called by the Cowboys. Close calls. Well, this is going to be the 7th game of the year decided by a touchdown or less for Dallas. The one at San Diego where they held on, then the one you can't believe they lost on Monday night to Washington. Eked out, outscored the 49ers. Came up just short to the Raiders. Overtime win over the Giants. And then the loss to Seattle. That was the mistake you spoke of. And then if you thought that they gave a game away to Washington, well, similar story the other way in the Philadelphia game. This actually is the 8th game of the year decided by a touchdown or less.
Well, I don't know. For a coach, well, Bill Parcells must love these tight situations.
Did he have gray hair before the game? I think he did. 3rd down and 11. And just now, well, past the line of scrimmage. And just playing now. For an overtime game, it's on the way. Well, a little extra helping coming your way on Thanksgiving.
Well, it's been such a hard play game. It's you got to think back and just go, it was 4 days ago. Both of these teams played. They've come out here today and they've been physical. They've been aggressive on both sides of the ball, and it's a tribute to the players.
It's the 4th overtime Thanksgiving Day game since 1970, and the last one was the coin flip game at Detroit. Detroit, Pittsburgh, 1998. Phil, you were there. The confusion on the field, the coin toss.
Call it plays in there. Heads is the call. He said heads, it is a tails.
Oh, I believe he said tails.
He did. Look at Jerome Bettis. He's took, what's going on?
Led to the Lions getting the first possession, and Pittsburgh never touched the football, and a win for the Lions on the Hansen field goal.
Well, I listened to that coin flip on a radio replay on the way to the airport.
Who?
Each team got 2 timeouts.
Each one of them?
Yeah. One.
And he said tails heads.
We did.
So
Tails. Who's going to make the call? Tails. It's tails.
John Lynch makes the right call. Look at the glance over to Al Wilson and his teammates. Coin toss, just had it, going to Denver. 15-minute period, 2 timeouts for each team. The reviews will come from up top. First team to score wins. Overtime on your way from Dallas. Yes, TV's #1 reality show, Survivor, followed by television's #1 show, CSI and Without a Trace, and a special Thanksgiving edition of The Late Show with David Letterman. His mom will be on the show tonight after your local news on America's #1 network. Cundiff to kick to begin the overtime. They've got a new deep returner on the kick returns. It's been Rock Alexander to this point, but now it's Darren Williams. Two teams that have huge playoff expectations, aspirations, with 2 Hall of Fame coaches going extra time here in Dallas. And that's Williams. And he's out to the 32. Took him a while to get him down. Nathan Jones eventually gets credit for the hit. What's your strategy when you have it first in overtime? You come out and you just go with the same game plan you've had?
Yeah, I think they'll be more aggressive. Good field position, getting out to the 32-yard line. I think Mike Shanahan, I look for them to come out with their best stuff. Throwing the football.
Jake Plummer, if you really look back on his career, his biggest win of his pro career was right here in this stadium in playoff victory at Arizona over the Cowboys. This certainly would rank right up with the biggest. He can engineer this one, and the quick pass over to Charlie Adams.
The Dallas Cowboys played run. They brought in 4 defensive linemen, and when they do that, they change their defense. They play softer in pass coverage. One of the best things that this Denver Broncos offense does, they throw the football to get drives started on first down. And Bill Parcells told us we got to stop that, because it gives the quarterback confidence, and they always have good situations after that.
First catch by Adams, no catches today by Lally. And they run it in an open hole. It's Dane, and he shakes free. Newman's the only Cowboy who can stop him, and he rides him down at the 6. Keith Davis had a play on him, but Ron Dane broke it.
How about Ron Dane again in the hole? Watch his feet. What a nice move. He's patient, cuts it back, and then surprising speed. He's fresh. Jim, you even said it. When you look at him, you can just tell he's a running back that is not worn down from a lot of carries so far this season.
Broncos have called timeout, positioned to win it. Well, they're going to waste no time. They're going to come right back out with the kick to win it with Jason Elam.
That's right. Go with it now. Don't even go through the semantics of taking handoff, because all you're going to do is be trying to protect the football. So if the snap is not perfect, they're going to tell Jake Plummer, fall on it. They'd have 4 chances, so they'll get a good snap and hold out of these plays. Ron Dane on the sideline. How excited must he be from this long run?
I got to tell you, when we met with Coach Shanahan and the Broncos last night, and he indicated there was a strong chance Tatum Bell would not be able to go today, you said to me coming back to the hotel, Ron Dane, you watch it. He gets the chance, he will be a star tomorrow.
Mike Shanahan had that look in his eye and kind of had a little smirk against us, saying, we'll be okay if he has to carry the load for us.
24 yards for the win. Kick by Elam. It is good. Denver wins it. Ron Dane sets up the winning kick. Denver had not had a play of 25 yards all day, and then Dane burst one free for 55 to set up the Elam winner.
Jim, what does that say about this Broncos football team, the running back position, the fact that, you get down to the 3rd string guy and it's Ron Dane, and you can tell he can get it done too out there, just like the first 2 guys can.
The Broncos go to 9-2 on the year, and the Cowboys drop to 7-4. That puts the Giants in the lead alone in the NFC East. Mike Shanahan and John Lynch dancing together. Parcells, he knew his fate. Ron Dane. We've got the Subway post-game show coming up in just a moment. For Phil Simms and Bonnie Bernstein, Jim Nance saying so long from Texas Stadium. We're in overtime. Denver defeats Dallas 24-21.